Baby Ben's partner. Baby Ben's partner. Oh, so funny. Matthew was just the best. Sarah Polley was supposed to play Penny Lane, and Brad Pitt was supposed to play Russell, and then they fell through, and I was the only one cast. So hard to watch myself. I'm always like, oh, God. I'm Kate Hudson, and this is my E.T. retrospective.
Sure, you want to talk? Can I put you to work for a minute? Had you seen the movie before?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Overboard.
Your mom up on the screen like that? Do you laugh at different things every time?
Yeah.
What'd you giggle at tonight?
Well, I like the part where my mom, she swallows a bug.
Well, first of all, I was more thinking about my mom and that hair. Like, that's like Wildcat's hair for sure. I loved my mom's weird shag, the late 80s shag that she had. And I'm also looking at the fact that I'm like a redhead. I think it's amazing. And I think it's like wild to watch your younger self. And I can tell that I have a lot more to say. Like, I felt a lot older than I did when I was younger, and I had a lot more to say than what I was probably actually saying, and I was trying to be more reserved. And I see Ronnie, I just see Ronnie. This was me at 7, and Ronnie's almost 7. Although Ronnie would be way more gregarious.
I know things are kind of hard for you right now, okay? I get that.
Wow.
There is someone else in this world who thinks you're adorable, and you're smart, and your jokes are actually funny.
I was so excited to do Party of Five. First of all, I was 16. My parents wouldn't let me ever have too much time away from high school, but I got this one little role on Party of Five, and I couldn't believe it because it was like a show that I watched all the time. Scott Wolf, Nev Campbell, I was like, I got to work with Michael. That's the only person that I met, and he was so lovely and so nice.
You're not a what?
Not a groupie.
Oh. We are not groupies.
Show some respect.
I read the script and I knew I could play the part. I really felt close to the character.
25 years ago. So crazy. Sarah Polley was supposed to play Penny Lane, and Brad Pitt was supposed to play Russell, and then they fell through, and I was the only one cast. And I was like, Cameron, can I please audition for Penny Lane? And he didn't really want it at first, and then like 4 auditions later, he kept bringing me back, and finally he called me and was like, want to be Penny Lane? And I was like, oh my God, yes.
Groupies sleep with rock stars because they want to be near someone famous. We're here because of the music. We are Band-Aids.
This happened really young, and I was 19, 20 years old. It changed the whole trajectory of my career, and so young. It was like catapulted, from 19, 20 years old, at 21 being nominated. And then I think that's probably why I was so happily ready to get married and have a baby, because it was so grounding for me.
Wow. You had all the stuff. Those are cute. Saw the new comforter.
And other girls dream that they be Ben's partner. Oh, so funny. It was so much fun to just be insane. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days was a blast.
He's very down to earth and kind of reminds me of our family and how we all communicate with each other, and he's just a good guy.
Matthew is just the best. He's always the best partner. I love working with him.
What you got in the box?
Oh! It's a baby fern.
Really? Oh, yeah?
Just like our relationship, a helpless little baby in need of tender, loving care.
I've gotten decorated ferns for Christmas, and some people show up in the yellow dress, which is always the best. There's also the first time at 22, I guess I was 23. That I had been a part of something from the very beginning, like from the developing process to casting to director. Linda Obst, my my producer on that, who's passed away now, but she was incredible. She empowered me to really believe in my ideas and to fight for things and to be vocal. And as a young girl, that's a very, very rare thing to be given so much agency. She really allowed me, Linda, to like believe in myself more behind the camera even than in front of the camera. And I loved that so much.
Do you still have the yellow dress?
It's in like some rental house, but not a rental house. I think it's in like a type of museum for movies and wardrobe.
Who's gonna take me to school?
I guess I am.
And make me chicken fingers.
Me.
And give me a bath.
Me.
And check my nose boogies for infections.
We'll find someone else to do that last thing.
I just also interviewed Abigail on Sibling Revelry, and it was so crazy to see her now like all grown up, married, you know. Abigail was maybe the cutest little girl of all time, and working on that movie was really like, God, I just want kids. And I knew I always wanted kids, but I was pregnant during our reshoot. So like not even a year later I had Ryder, but I was pregnant in shots in this movie. I was like 4 months pregnant.
Have the kids seen this one? Because I imagine it's a good family movie.
Yeah. Yeah, they really like Skeleton King.
I don't believe.
I just thought, wow, this is really entertaining, and I can't wait to get dirty and have some fun making this movie.
When people ask me what was my favorite movie, this one is up there for me. Everyone from Crafty to the director to the executive at Universal to the PAs were so much fun.
Scoot over, child.
Going toe-to-toe with Jenna Rollins, but also just like having her support, like her just being the most wonderful woman. I mean, you're in New Orleans and we were shooting nights and we were partying, we were getting dirty, and I was with like Mitch, the camera operator, who's like Spielberg's guy, and we're like in ditches and the rain's coming down, and I was like, I love this movie. My hair's blue! It's blue! When I heard the pitch, I remember thinking, this is so great because it's a high concept driven by two females that actually might get made. It actually wasn't so difficult to get made. It's funny, I watching myself say that, it was like really interesting because it was a challenging movie to get made because at first it was a rated R movie. It was more like Bridesmaids. And then it was like, okay, we want it to be PG-13, and so we had to rewrite it. Then it was like, we want it to be PG, and I just felt like we watered down the comedy, and I really wanted to make something like women being naughty, and they weren't ready for that.
Just let them go.
This is the first movie that I produced with a credit. Annie's fantastic, and we had a ton of fun.
Find a flask, we're playing fast and loose.
It was really hard. Glee is like you move so fast. You have 6 hours of rehearsal, and you're sitting there going, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And then they put you out there, and you just sort of all make it happen. And it was really fun.
That's exactly what Glee is. They ran such a tight ship, and everyone just came in. It was fabulous, and then left, and I was like, oh my God. But it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
Come on, babe, we're gonna brush the sky.
This to me is what, when I was a little girl, like doing all of it, is what I feel like we should be doing.
Look away! Look away! No, you can't, can you?
This is Ryder.
Yeah, it is.
This is a first for me. I don't usually do this.
You brought them.
I did. I brought my kids.
Oh, my baby.
I'm pretty proud of her. This is really cool.
Stop it, Ryder. Oh, God, I can't with Ryder. He is like so much taller than me now. What's weird is it doesn't feel like that long ago. Kung Fu Panda was so much fun because the press tours are amazing. We went to China, and I went to Chengdu, and I got to hold a baby panda, and so it's like I did like 2 days of work, and then I ended up on this big press tour, and it was like so much fun. And then yeah, sharing that at that time with my son was great. And then I had Bing, who was, you know, a little itty bitty, and he really loved Kung Fu Panda.
E.T.'s actually been there throughout Kate's entire journey of motherhood. Ryder, whose dad is Chris Robinson, is now 21 and just completed his junior year of college. 13-year-old Bing looks a lot like his dad, Muse frontman Matt Bellamy, and then there's Kate and fiancé Danny Fujikawa's daughter, Ronnie Rose.
They're all performers. I mean, Ryder is in performing arts school, and he's gonna act, for sure. And he plays music, you know, he's a good guitar player, he's got a great voice. He writes music. Bing is like really great musician. He's an amazing drummer. He can play the piano, he can play the guitar, he can play a nose flute. That kid can play anything. Like, you're like, hey, try this. And he's like, you like play anything you put in front of him. And I'm very jealous of my middle son. I'm like, how did you got that from his dad. It's like, God, that's so great. You know, that ear. And Ronnie is right now, she just loves to dance. She's just in dance class. She wants to do everything, tap, hip hop. She's really into acrobatics, which is really bothering me because I'm like, please, she's just out all day long on the grass doing like round-offs at 6 years old. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Woo! Turn on the music, we're going to the pool tonight!
Every once in a while you get a group of people together that are like actors that end up having a great time, and we just had a blast. And thank God, because we ended up in Serbia, in Belgrade, in COVID, where we were sort of on lockdown in a hotel, and all we had was this roof to like hang out with each other on. If we didn't like each other, it would have been pretty bleak. Benoit Blanc.
Ooh, that's good.
Right, he sort of has a way about how he moves his mouth, right?
Yes.
Right.
Right. It was like, oh, you insufferable buffoon.
I love her so much. I love Catherine Hahn so much. I can't even take it. We hadn't seen each other in so long, and Catherine Hahn and I, we get to Greece, and it was like the most amazing surroundings. Like we were so lucky. And it was just an absolute love fest. And everybody, we still connect. I just texted with Janelle the other day and I was like, I miss you.
The 46-year-old has nearly 50 acting credits to her name. Last year, she turned her focus to music and dropped her debut album, Glorious, with the help of her love.
He's such a great songwriter, and we write really well together. It's actually more challenging to write with a partner because we know each other so well. But there's something that happens when we do, and we're like in a groove, and we write really well. We can be very prolific together. I can also just be like, I have an idea, honey, can you put it down for me? Because he's a wizard at the desk. So I got lucky there. Ooh, baby, now I can make it easily. Oh, there's my dad. You're the best thing that happened to me. I love writing music, and I love to sing. Writing was always the thing that I love to do the most. I was letting myself down by not sharing my favorite thing, you know? It's more too about my kids. I think it would make them sad that I never shared it. And then what does that say about how I'm modeling for my kids? It's like, you gotta take the risk and just go for it. And so I did, and it's been so much fun. I'm having like the time of my life, and I love it.
Fans can also expect to see more of Kate in season 2 of Running Point, a role that earned the star the TV Performance of the Year award for an actress at the inaugural Newport Beach TV Festival.
I'm excited, it means a lot. My hope was that people would like it, you know? And then to be accepting an award, it's just all gratitude for everybody involved, like for everybody and everything. Which one of you's the leak? Which one? We had our first table reading for season 2. It was super exciting, but I was nervous. I was like, am I gonna remember Isla? How fast is it gonna be to put on my little Isla suit and get back into character? There's still obviously very high stakes. We still want to win, and I've got a little bit of a complication in my love life. It might get fun and steamy. You're only so lucky if you get to have an opportunity to work with like as seasoned people as I've been able to work with on Running Point. So when it came to me and I saw who was involved and Mindy Kaling and that it was a comedy, I was just like, yes, all over this. And I'm so happy people like it.
This is the end of your retrospective.
Yay, it was so fun.
What was your reaction?
I mean, like I said, well, I think one of the things is that E.T., Entertainment Tonight, has always been, you know, every time you're on a carpet and every time you're doing the interviews on set, they're always our friends, you know, and always meet each other with like great jokes and good times and great energy, and you've literally been there every step of the way. And I'm always grateful for the support, and this has been really, really fun.